always been a mom and pop store. Been a store since 1904. The Ira's had it for 75 years. And Jimmy Ira also owned properties, and he built houses around here. And he had the same bandsaw for the lumber that he cut and for the meat that he cut. Let me see how this guy is. Oh, it's cool. I might turn it up a little so it doesn't stress as much.
It got up to 99 degrees on the porch today, so it's really not surprising. Oh God, here comes somebody else.
Oh, it's Eddie, it's alright. Come on in, Eddie.
But I gotta put my mask back on.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, how are you? Good.
You have any of that good yogurt from the coffee shop?
No, can't do that anymore.
Ah, son of a gun!
That's one of the things.
I have to be a factory now.
Can I complain on the Bisbee Facebook page about this?
That doesn't help.
You can complain on this video.
Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous what they're doing to the business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the city, Eddie, it's the county health inspector.
That's nice, yeah.
Sorry about the yogurt. A lot of people are
Hopefully
upset
I'll
about
have
the
it again
yogurt.
someday, we'll see.
He's cracking down on everybody, not just on us. The vendors at the farmer's market have to fill out lots of paperwork and pay extra fees. And Garrett Dan left town because of the county health inspector. Ralph has announced on Facebook that the store is going to be closing by the end of the year. Yeah, our store. Yeah, we're getting old and we're getting persecuted.
Well then I want a picture of you guys standing in front of the store autograph.
Oh, okay, we've got them. You see this right here?
Yeah.
That was taken by Richard Byrd.
I love it.
That's Ralph and me standing in front, and
wow. Okay.
instead of a pitchfork, he's holding a meat fork.
I'm gonna bring a marker tomorrow, and I'm gonna get.
No, you can't have that bag. It's the only one we got left.
Darn.
But I got the same image.
Yeah. Can I get a picture and have you sign it? I'll come
You
back
bet.
later. I love that. Thank
Okay.
you. See you guys. Bye.
Okay, I'm going upstairs for a minute.
All right. Put the papers out.
And keep them in the fridge overnight.
How long ago did you start this store?
18 years.
18 years.
We've been here 18 years. We lived in Denver, and we were touring around looking for some place that we could live and work at the same time. And my brother, he got a job down here at the fort, working for the government. Anyway, he said, come on down and visit. And he said, I want you to see this town, Bisbee. It's your kind of town. He knew that I was an old hippie. Anyway, I came down here to visit him, and he was showing me Bisbee, and he was going to show me the Muheim, and they were closed. And we walked up here, and this was for sale, and I just looked at it and thought, I can do this. We can do this. And we called immediately and said we wanted to buy it, and we bought it. Everything I cook when I get onion trimmings and stuff like that, that all goes, gets chopped up and goes out in the garden for compost. When we first got here, we had it leveled because my daughter had a trampoline. And after about 2 years, took about 2 years, I had maybe 3 or 4 inches of soil. Jim and Sue Miller lived there, and Alan was the caretaker of the Muheim. And all the gardening they did, they would throw their stuff down, and in the back of my garden, I had, Louis had built this chute that when they dropped it down, it would hit the chute and slide into my compost pile. One of the first years, that whole back area there was full of tomato plants. We just tossed the tomatoes out here, and they grew, and they were like as tall as me. We supplied the store with tomatoes for the whole summer. And that's when we were doing sandwiches, so that was neat. But this is one of the things that, you know, if we're thinking closing the store, because everything has just gotten too mercenary here. It's all just about the economic system, and I came here not to get away from that. And it's just, you know, all this, I'm going to have to leave this, and I really don't want to. It's, you know, it's something I've been working on for years, and now the town has gotten to where committees tell you whether you can plant things or do things or build a shed or something in here, and I was always free to do that before. That's
Do you
why
have
I
to
came
obey?
here. Huh?
Do you have to obey?
I don't think, you know, well, eventually, you know, the whole threat is of some kind of violence to you, you know, a fine, you know, making you tear it down or tearing it down for you. It wasn't like that when we moved here. It was very, very, you know, the building inspector told me when we came here, and the health inspector, you know, we realize you're not Safeway, and this is an old building. We respect the architectural integrity. We're not going to make you put panic bars on the doors because it's dumb. And I've been cooking in restaurants and commercial kitchens since I was, well, I used to peel potatoes at the Denver Country Club when I was 10 years old. And they've regulated it now that whatever I do, I have to, if it's certain kinds of food, I have to appear to be a factory. I have to behave like a factory and have all these things in place that I do anyway. But it's not, you know, I don't have time to write what time it is that I'm making the yogurt or something. That's crazy. And you know, before, I've always been trusted, you know. I pass the health test, da-dee-da, it's not a big deal. But now all of a sudden there's certain things you just can't do unless you're a factory. And as far as I'm concerned, that's created by the people who own factories. We used to do all kinds of stuff here, and it's just gotten less and less and less because I'm constantly afraid of somebody coming in and say, you need a permit for that.
This county health inspector took away what? Your yogurt?
The yogurt. I have a smoke shop back over there that has 2 nice smokers in it. I made pastrami, you know, and things like that, and I can't do that now without having some master plan to file with a central authority, you know,
and pay some licensing fees.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think it's fees. It's just a lot of paperwork. The same with putting nutrition and ingredients labels on every block of cheese. I have it available. If somebody wants to know what's in it, I can show them the label. It's so much work for me, and so much, when you just have a personal printer, the ink is ridiculously expensive. And I'm printing out labels now for every piece of cheese, and my deli case is empty because it's stupid, and I don't want to do stupid things for the sake of compliance. I have to have a note on the wall in there that says, has instructions for fecal and vomit accident cleanup. Yeah. If you own a cat, you know how to do that. You know? If you've had a roommate in college, you know how to do that. If you've been a roommate, your roommate knows how to do that. You know, it's not something you have to have written instructions on the wall to do if somebody in the store throws up. Oh my God, what'll we do? You know? Oh, let's read the instructions. I can't be that school child like treated like that. It's just dumb.
What would it take to make you stay?
My autonomy, what I had when I got here. The ability to plant my garden as I saw fit. If I want to put a shed there, I can put a shed there, you know, and just not be bothered. It destroys the complexity and the diversity of a community when you say we're a mining town, we're a tourist town. We need money. There were 1,000 people here that didn't need money to get through. They had something going on. Yeah, they needed, you know, money to do this and that, but their lives weren't dependent on that struggle to get it. And that was a beautiful thing. And it's kind of gone now. There was this coexistence that was going on. You know, you could drive down the street and there would be one really nice, neat house with, you know, all the gardens nicely trimmed, and the house right next door would have a couple of cars in it being worked on, you know, and cans in the yard and things, and they coexisted. There's an old joke about the scientists came to a point where they thought they could recreate a human, you know, and make a human. And they called God and said, we don't need you anymore, you know, and we can create a human now. God said, really? Let's have a man-making contest. I'll meet you at the river. And so the scientists gathered at the river, and God came down to the river, and he said, okay. And God reached down and grabbed a handful of mud and started to make a man. And the scientists reached down and grabbed a handful of mud, and God said, whoa, wait a minute. Get your own dirt. And so that's what I did. I made my own dirt. Some of the rye breads that I make have coarse rye in them, and I grind that. Once in a great while, I love to make pumpernickel, but it's like a 2-day process. So I don't make it very often, but you need this grind of rye for that. This slash that I do on the sourdoughs were one of the first breads I made here. But this slash is the Chinese symbol for big. It's the symbol for a man, which is the Y, with his arms stretched out. And I learned that ages ago out from some guy in the diner.
Do you want to recreate it right now? Come up front and we'll just recreate it with the video.
You got to put on my apron.
Dress? Put on your apron, sure. Actually, the dress is just perfect, but
Okay. And we can't stand right in front of the store because there's a dump truck there.
you can stand here in front of the steps.
Okay.
Just in case, I forget which.
Oh yeah, I don't know either.
I think it was the other way, but.
Keep looking at him like that.